Now, many Unitarian Universalist congregations have been encouraged by the rise of the spiritual but not religious, especially the spiritual but not religious young adults. After all, we find that their values are very similar, if not completely shared with us in many, many areas. And so many think that if we Unitarian Universalists just did a better job of letting the spiritual but not religious folk know that we exist and are truly welcoming, then they will naturally come to join our UU congregations. Now, there may be some truth here. We really haven't done a very good job of letting the public know what we believe and what we value, or that we even exist. We still tend to hide our congregations on the outskirts of town on some lonely road with a tiny dark sign to mark the driveway if we put up a sign at all. If we were really open in a big way about expressing our values and beliefs and living them out loud in the midst of our communities and society, there would likely be more visitors coming in our doors. But overall, I do not believe that we can expect millennials or the spiritual but not religious or the nuns of any age to come knocking on our doors in any large numbers, no matter how welcoming we might be. The research shows that they aren't looking for a congregation. Over 88% of the nuns say that they are not looking. They say they have little or no interest in what's going on in any congregation of whatever denomination or whatever faith tradition. So why would they come looking inside our buildings? We have to go out and meet them where they are. And if we want to engage millennial young adults, if we want to engage the vast majority of the spiritual but not religious folk, we have to know what they want in their spiritual life. We have to know more about their concerns. We have to overcome our own concepts of what we think they want, and we have to go out and find out what that really truly is. Now, Faith Formation 2020 people have done a lot of research in this area with young adults, and they have written up their findings. They find that millennials want expressive, experiential faith activities in worship, in learning, in rituals, in prayer, and they want physical community with others. They want a faith that makes cognitive sense to them and is also an expressive and embodied spiritual experience. Personal connection is highly valued by millennials. They want a personal daily form of connection. And in terms of service, they want to make a difference in the world. They want to make a difference. They want their work to mean something. They want to experience their faith in concrete ways. And millennials want a sense of graciousness in their spiritual lives. They have said that they are tired of faith communities that are divisive and judgmental and harsh and exclusive. The researchers Richard Flory and Donald Miller, in their book, Finding Faith, conclude about millennials. They want a faith that makes cognitive sense to them and that is also an expressive, embodied spiritual experience. Young adults are searching for a more holistic faith than what a purely cognitive and rational approach can offer. They are seeking both a deep spiritual experience and a community experience, each of which provides them with meaning in their lives and each of which is meaningless without the other. It's very important to know the reasons why so many millennials are disaffected from organized religion. The question then becomes, what can we Unitarian Universalists offer them? How do we meet them? How can we meet them where they are? And this is one of the major questions that we'll be talking about in our next process circle, as well as later modules of this class. And we need to keep looking at these two critical questions as we think about our own congregations moving into the future. Will people be more receptive, or will they be resistant to organized religion, including Unitarian Universalism? Will openness to a spiritual life increase or decrease? And how will these trends impact the way our congregations teach and preach and operate in the world? As we saw in our case study from the last class, is American religion experiencing our own Kodak moment? Diana Butler Bass says that we are witnessing the end of conventional church. Church as we know it. Our question is, how will we change to face this challenge? And in our next session, our next class, we will be exploring the rise of religious diversity in the United States and the effects this has on religious identity and faith communities. So until then, I'll leave you again with the words from Adrian Rich and Wayne Arneson. The way is often hard. The path is never clear. The stakes, very high. We cast our lot with those who age after age, perversely and with no extraordinary power, reconstitute the world. So all of us, take courage and carry forth the light. For deep down there is another truth. We are not alone.